Hello, YouTube and Instagram. Welcome to my 15-minute live. Today is Tuesday. I'm Dr. Dion Napier with Amplify Vocal Studio. And today I want to talk briefly about different types of mixed voice. Y'all know I talk about mixed voice a whole lot because that's the number one issue that singers are in my DMs asking about. How do I mix? How do I belt? How does this stuff work? So I love talking about it. And today I'm going to talk about 4 different types of mix, really 3 primary types of mixes, and then one little bonus mix that you guys can work on too. Okay, so come on in, invite others. If you're catching the replay, welcome. But I'm going to go ahead and hop in. So the first type of mix that I want to talk about is a heavy mix, okay, or a belty kind of mix. This is a blending of chest voice when we're just looking at the registers, because for real, mixed voice has to do with more than just register blending. It also has to do with the amount of air compression that you're using, as well as the tightness or the looseness of the vocal cords. But I'm not getting into all that. I'm going to talk about generally how do we blend these resonances in our registers, okay? So the first is a heavy mix. So when we say heavy mix or hard mix, that is a blend of your chest voice resonance with pharyngeal resonance, okay? So I want you to think about it like ratios, all right? If we call it a chest dominant mix, then it means that, let's say maybe 60% of the sound is in that chest resonance, but then 40% is in that whiny pharyngeal resonance. And you gotta have that if you want to belt sustainably, all right? I'm just gonna leave that there. Okay. Otherwise, you're just dragging your chest voice up. You're going to get hoarse. You're going to strain. And that is not sustainable. Welcome. Thank you for joining me live. I see you, Matisa. Sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name, but I see you, honey. Welcome. Okay. So let's do a little demonstration. I didn't even put an exercise on here. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a melody exercise, and we're going to use Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody, because everybody loved Whitney. Y'all know Whitney was giving us that heavy mix that took us, honey, into a different realm, okay? So I'm going to show you just so you can hear ratios. So I'm going to start on G. Let me move this. I'm going to start on G4, okay? So you want to start, ladies, you want to start a few half steps under your first bridge where you would need to mix. And what we're working on is dragging the chest voice up. We want to keep it chest dominant even at the bridge, okay? This is a style tool. Belting it's a style tool. This is not a foundational way to sing every song you know, okay? We're not doing this. We only using this as a style tool a small percentage of the time in our music, okay? So just want to provide context, all right? We're not belting everything. All right, but you do need to know how to belt. So here you go. So we start on G. You could do, oh, I want to dance with somebody. Take it up. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Take it up. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Okay, I'm getting in that belty range. It's getting a little shouty. It's supposed to get shouty. That's what it is, okay? Keep going. This is still chest dominant. I got about 60% chest voice resonance and about 40% pharyngeal resonance. Those ratios may be a little different, but there are ratios. It's not full chest, okay? I want to dance with somebody. I don't know if y'all can hear some of that. If I were only doing that in chest, it would be, oh, I want to dance with somebody. I hope you can hear that difference. You don't want to do that. You want to add some of that pharyngeal resonance because it is a mix. Okay, let's take it up. Now, this is my bridge note, but I'm going to drag it. I want to dance with somebody. Okay, not, oh, I want to dance with somebody. That sounds very wide open, out of control. Add the pharyngeal resonance so it is a true mix. I want to dance with somebody. Okay, so that's how you can practice a heavy mix, a hard mix. Take that melody, take it up to your first bridge, go just over that first bridge where you would normally go into more of a mixed sound that's less chest dominant. But again, you want to build this style tool into your tool belt. So when you need to do that, that chest was empty. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, Freddie, when you said empty? When you want to do that, you know how to do it. Okay. Very good. So let's go to the next one. The next type of mix is called a balanced mix. Okay. Oh, one thing I forgot. I'm sorry, I'm pulling my notes up. When you're doing that chest dominant belt, you want our chest dominant mix, you want to focus on keeping your larynx as neutral as possible. That's important. The larynx is going to raise a little bit naturally as we're taking it over the bridge, but you want to focus on like keeping it as neutral as you can. And one tool you can use is just keep that jaw drop. Oh, instead of don't go this way. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Okay, try that. All right, good. So let's go to balanced mix. A balanced mix is an even blending of chest, pharyngeal, and head resonance. Okay, so if we put it like in 100%, each of those resonances be equally divided 33.3%. Okay, it's going to be balanced. So it's more speech-like, it's an even tone quality, and you don't hear chest or head resonance like dominant. It ain't all of them are equal. It ain't no dominant. Okay, they're all equal. So an exercise that you can do, I have to keep doing this. An exercise you can do to work on your balance mix is going to be on na na na. So you can do na 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 one more. Sorry, something's in my eye. I'm gonna keep going. That's an exercise you can do to work on a balanced mix. Okay, so practical application of a balanced mix. Oh, my eyelash about to come off, y'all. Ooh, hold on, baby. Don't come off yet while I'm on live. So a practical application would be shallow. Lady Gaga, and I've done this. So I have to remember what key to start, what pitch to start on. So starting on C5, I'll show you how that'll sound. So that would sound like, I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never make the ground. That's a balanced mix. I've got chest quality in there. I have a regular, I have pharyngeal quality in there, and it also has head voice in there. Okay, so that's an example of a balanced mix in contemporary style. Okay, so the next mix that we want to talk about is a heady mix or a light mix. Okay, heady mix or light mix. So an exercise you can do with that one, again, so we're talking about mix. So if you want to think about ratios, it may be 60% head voice, 40% pharyngeal. Okay, if you want to think about ratios. So an exercise that you could do for this one is going to be go mum. So let me just demonstrate it, then I'll talk about it. So it's going to be go mum, mum. I'll do one more. Actually, I need to do more of the words to go into the head voice. One more. Now, that's an example of a heady mix or a light mix, okay? So what's happening there, we're using that G to bring those chords together and give us a little bit of girth, that voiced consonant, and we're using an position of the larynx. So the larynx is kind of neutral, giving it a little, or it's a little bit lower actually, giving it a little bit more richness and sound to it. But that is a light sound. but it's packing presence. You hear that? That is not chest dragging at all. I was dominantly in my head voice, and I had some pharyngeal resonance added in there. That is a heady mix. Okay, so a practical example of that, go listen to Ariana Grande, right? She's a great example of that. She ain't got no heavy voice. She is singing in a beautiful light mixed voice, or a heady mix, but it still packs power. Okay, so an example of that would be from Since You've Been Gone. Oh Lord, the girl's name escapes me, y'all. My memory. Kelly Clarkson. Where do we on that one? I usually have my starting pitch. I think it's D. So the little part where she sings again and again and again and again. That's a light mix that has presence. It doesn't sound weak. It doesn't sound like a classical head voice, okay? But I'm not struggling and straining to do that. I'm letting the resonance carry that tone. Okay, so that's your heady mix. I see somebody has a question. Let me see. And then I got one more. This person said, what do you think is the hardest type of mix to execute? Does it depend on which register the singer sings more often? Nah, none of them are really hard to execute. You just have to put in the repetitions and build the vocal cord coordinations. It's just like going to the gym, right? You want to build muscles. You got to go in and do the reps, right? To build the stamina to be able to do it properly. So I don't think one or the other is harder. It's just a matter of you putting in the repetitions, and the more you practice it, it'll smooth out and it'll become easier to do. You'll build your stamina and the execution will be much easier. Thank you for that question. So and welcome on YouTube to y'all who are joining in. I'm almost done though, but I'm glad y'all here and you can catch the replay. There's some good stuff on here today. Okay, so the final mix that I want to talk about today is called a textured mix. And I don't talk about this much, but we hear it in our music. A textured mix is like a breathy, airy kind of mixed voice. And the way you can practice this is through using a V or an F on a scale. So let me show you. Breathy mix. I'll start down here. So it's gonna be like so basically, I'm doing that scale almost like if I were doing an SOVT, right? But I'm just putting breath in it. Right? That's what I'm doing. And you hear those bumps as I'm coming back and forth. I'm using a little bit too much breath pressure on that. That's why you hear that it's not smooth. You have to really let up off the gas, okay? And I'm still learning. I still have to remind myself to do this too, just because my personality type, I'm kind of like a go-getter. I go into it, full speed ahead. And sometimes it's like too much air compression, all right? Like I told y'all in the beginning, when we're learning and working on mixed voice, it's not just the register blending, it's also the amount of air compression that you're using and how squeezed or loose the vocal cords are. So we're really mixing and blending and doing a lot of different adjustments, if you will. If you think about like a soundboard or your car radio where you got bass and treble and you can adjust, like that is what's going on with your air, with your registers, and with your vocal cords. So it takes time to coordinate all that stuff. So y'all be patient with yourself and keep practicing. Keep hope alive and get you a coach. All right, good. So textured mix. So that's how you can practice it. Keep that air on it. And a practical example of that would be like a Brian McKnight back at one. It's undeniable that we should be together. That kind of sound. And unbelievable how I used to say that I thought never. That's a texture mix. It's almost like a breathy sounding chest voice, okay? Which is a vocal cord coordination. We hear it a lot in R&B. We hear it a lot in popular styles, but that's a real thing, okay? So y'all can practice that. Practice it on that. I call it a breathy V. okay? And listen to Brian McKnight sing Back at One. That's a practical example of that. Okay, my time is up. So if you guys have questions, comments, drop them in the chat. I will check back afterward and answer your questions. I do want you to know that my Basics of Mix and Belt 4-week live training course is happening October 19th, and registration is now open. So if you are a professional level classical singer or contemporary vocal artist, if you are a classically trained voice teacher and you're wanting to learn how do I sing and mix, how do I belt sustainably, and then how do I teach this to my students, right? If you're a contemporary style singer and you're performing and doing stuff, but you just need a little structure and a little, some little ways and little tricks to sing more sustainably so you're not blowing your voice out, this course is for you. And if you are a classically trained opera singer and you're wanting to sing more than opera arias and art songs, and you're really wanting to expand your vocal skill set and your skill base to learn how to sing commercial music without sounding operatic, this course is also for you. All right, so I want you to DM me Mix over on Instagram. I'll put links in the description as well. You can DM me Mix on Instagram, or you can click the link in my bio over on Instagram and go ahead and apply for the course. I do applications because I need to make sure that you are the right person for this course. This one is not for beginners, okay? This is for professional level, highly trained singers that are trying to improve on what they're already doing, or that's trying to expand what they're already doing, okay? So just want to make that clear. My course is open. We start October 19th. So thank you guys for joining in. Before I hop off, somebody had a question. Can I send you my R&B and you can assess the vocals and tell me what could be better? No, I do not do that in respect for my paying clients. I don't do assessments like that. You would need to go to my website and book a call, book an appointment, and then I can do your assessment in a one-on-one call that you pay for, okay? So that's how I flow with that. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Drop your comments, drop your questions, and I'll be back later on to check in. Thank you guys for joining. I'll be back Friday. Bye.